What if one morning your neighbors called you citizen, and by dusk they called you legionary? What happens when a life of simple routine is traded for an oath? And with that oath, everything you own, everything you are, belongs to Rome? On that first day you stop being one man and become a living weapon. The price is hard. The reward is strange. The truth is more brutal than most histories admit. Today you will live that day. You will take the oath. You will be given kit. You will march with men who will sleep, eat, and die beside you. You will learn the rituals, the small cruelties, the hidden comforts, and the reason Rome trusted its legions to build an empire. By the end, you will know what was asked of a man who chose, or was chosen, to carry the eagle. Imagine a town on the empire's edge. Fields, a market, a single stone shrine. Taxes are rising. Opportunities are not. A recruiter arrives, a veteran with scars and a soldier's air. He speaks softly. He speaks of regular pay, food, and a roof. He speaks of citizenship, land, or the smell of iron and discipline. For some it is survival. For others it is belonging. Across centuries the reasons vary. For the Roman citizen, the legion offers stability and status. For the rural youth, it offers a path out of debt. For the restless, it offers distance and purpose. You sign the papers if there are papers. You make the choice, or your town's leaders do. Either way, dawn on your first day tastes of salt and fear. The camp gate yawns open. You step inside. The air smells of smoke, tanned leather, and wood smoke from the field ovens. There are rows of tents and a hard-packed parade ground. Men move with precision. A centurion watches like a hawk. No one smiles for you yet. You are stripped of your civilian sash, your cloak, your name on the door. These are small rituals. They matter. They remove the old life. They mark you. A soldier assigns you to a contubernium. The smallest unit, 8 men who share a tent and a fire. You will sleep where they sleep. You will share rations. You will fabricate each other's identity. In the Legion, loyalty is practical. It is forged on the anvil of proximity. Then the oath, the sacramentum. It is formal. It is absolute. You swear loyalty to Rome and to your generals. You promise obedience. You promise to fight. You promise to follow orders without hesitation. That oath turns citizens into soldiers. There is no turning back. The centurion watches you take it. His eyes are the measure of your fate. A nod, and you are counted. Next come the irons of identity. Not chains, kit. The pilum, the short sword, the shield, the helmet, a cloak, a strip of leather called a balteus. Each item reshapes you. The shield makes you wider. The armor makes you heavier. The sword makes you dangerous. Imagine being handed a pilum for the first time. It sits heavy in your palm. You test its balance. You learn to throw it until the motion is muscle and not thought. The shield becomes an extension of your body. In training, you fall into the formation and feel 1,000 pounds of collective defense. You are no longer alone. The smiths stamp your equipment. The eagle on the standard is polished. Your name will never appear on that standard. You belong to a century, to a cohort, to an eagle. There is pride in this. There is fear. There is a strange comfort in uniformity. The Legion strips the individual into a blade that can be sharpened and deployed. Training does not begin gently. Short, hard runs. Shields dragged and maneuvered. Repetitions until muscle remembers. The aim is not only skill, it is obedience. Imagine the drill ground at midday. The sun beats down. Your feet ache. You march until blisters bloom. You thrust and parry until the sword arm burns. The centurion barks corrections. He corrects not just technique but temperament. He breaks habits that would cost lives. Discipline is the heart of the Legion. Orders become survival. The punishment for failure can be severe. Floggings, extra tasks, demotions, even the rare, brutal practice of decimation in extreme cases are the instruments used when cohesion is at stake. These are not theatrical cruelties. They are the army preserving itself. But alongside the harshness are practical comforts. The Legion teaches construction. On your first day, you learn to build a trench, an earth rampart, a ditch, and a palisade. You learn to dig latrines, to raise tents, to lay stone for roads. You learn to march with pack and kit for miles and to feed an organized crowd. The Legion is part Army, part State Engineering Corps. The first day sets you in motion for both roles, fighting and building. The same man who holds a line can later cut a causeway through marshland. The first test is never a grand battle. It is often a march and the first real obstacle you meet together. Imagine a forced march at dusk. The ground is soft, the rain is starting, your boots fill with mud. The men around you whisper. The centurion crushes murmurs. You tighten your cloak and keep your place. You move in cohort. You practice forming the testudo, the tortoise, shield edges locking, a shell of iron and wood advancing slowly across exposed ground. You feel the pressure of shields pressed shoulder to shoulder. Fear is dampened by the press of comrades. The formation works because you hold your line. Another common first test. You are ordered to fortify a hill. You dig and sweat until the sun sets. Then a band of raiders appears. Not a pitched battle, but a scramble where discipline matters. You hold the line. You repel the attackers. It is ugly. It is brutal enough to teach you the truth. In combat, cohesion is life. At the end of that day, the camp is safe because each man did his small part. You are exhausted, you are filthy, and you are humming with a dangerous pride. What the first day begins is more than war-making. It begins a life track. The legionary earns wages. He receives rations. He may earn bonuses, donatives, from victorious generals. After service, he can receive land or a grant. Families can be provided for. Sons can be born with the chance of a small farm. For many, this is the reason to endure. Service brings a new identity. A man who was a plowman becomes a veteran with a pension. He is a citizen who fought for the expansion of Roman law and trade. The Legion is a ladder. And yet there is cost. Long service means years away. It means scars that are more than skin deep. The loss of childhood friends, the familiarity with death, the patterns of obedience that can be hard to shed. On that first day, you join an institution that shapes nations. Legions build roads and forts. They levy taxes and spread Latin tongues. They tip the balance of power toward Rome's model of governance. The Legion is not only the sword of conquest, it is the backbone of imperial order. Imagine a world without those roads. Trade slows, ideas stall. The Legion's day-to-day labor is invisible history, roads laid, aqueducts guarded, boundaries policed. You become part of the machine that unifies a vast and diverse realm. Yet legions also make emperors. Armies elevate commanders. Loyalty can be a dangerous currency in politics. The oath you swore on day one will one day be the force that either keeps an emperor in power or sets another on the throne. So what is the truth of that first day? It is both small and enormous. Small, because it is about a cloak, a shout, a shield. Enormous, because those small things build an empire. The day you became a legionary was the day Rome learned how to make citizens into instruments of its will. Here is the twist. The Legion did not simply create soldiers. It created a new kind of identity, one that outlived individual men. You were not just a defender. You were a vector of Roman institutions, habits, and power. Your oath bound you to Rome, but Rome bound itself to you with pay, food, and promise of land. That contract made the empire durable. If you want to see how that durability was tested, and how the Legion fought on the field of war, watch, next, how a Roman legion fought from testudo to triumph. Subscribe if you hunger for more, and next time, imagine again, but this time standing in the formation, shield to shield, as the eagle advances.